Craving comfort food on a cold night? Today on Bake Eat Review, we're making a hearty veggie pot pie that will have people coming back for seconds. Let's get started on our prep for this dish. We will peel and chop our potatoes, then chop our onions, celery, and carrots. The potatoes add some bulk to this pot pie. I'm chopping the potato into small cubes so that not only will they cook easily and quickly, but also the cubes will be nice bite-sized pieces. And of course, onions, celery, carrots, and peas are classic to this dish. Feel free to add other vegetables to this dish such as green beans, broccoli, or even squash. We will take a few sprigs of thyme and simply strip the thyme off the sprig. Now at the oven, we'll start by cooking our potato cubes. Once they are cooked, we will drain them and put them aside for later. This is an optional step if you want to have a protein in your pot pie. Today I'm cooking with some seitan chicken until it's browned, and again setting it aside until later. If you don't want to use a protein, that's fine to do as well. In the same pan that I had the seitan chicken, I'm going to add my veggies that I prepped earlier. We want to saute them until the veggies are softened. Now we're going to make a creamy sauce for our pot pie. We'll start by melting the vegan butter and adding our flour. This is our roux and we want to cook it for a little bit. We will slowly add our vegetable broth to the flour, adding a bit at a time and stirring in between. The goal is to allow the sauce to thicken, and it should also become a smooth and creamy sauce. I started by using a wooden spoon, but switched to a whisk, which works better to smooth out the sauce. Now that the lumps have been removed, I will slowly add my soy milk to the sauce, again, bit by bit, and stirring in between. One of the last steps is adding to our sauce our salt, pepper, and thyme that we prepped earlier, and giving it a good stir. Now the sauce is complete and all we have to do is put it all together. Today I'm using in this pot pie vegan chicken made from seitan. On other occasions I'll add tofu or beans. With the tofu, I'd really recommend cutting them into little cubes. I find if the pieces are too big, then it doesn't absorb the flavor as well. This pot pie, however, you don't need to use a protein. It really does stand well by itself. And I find that the potatoes in it give it a little bit of bulk. This is where everything will come together. I'll add my cooked potatoes to the bowl with the cooked veggies and seitan chicken, along with some frozen peas that I have left out to thaw. I will give it a good stir before I add my sauce to the bowl. Once the sauce has been combined, we'll need to give it another mix to make sure it coats everything well. Finally, we will add our pot pie filling to a baking dish. I used a 13 by 9 Pyrex dish. You can always make them into several smaller dishes if you prefer. Our last step is to add the top to our pot pie, and for this I'm cheating a bit and using some vegan puff pastry. All you have to do is roll it out and add it to the top of the pie. Now our pie is ready for the oven, and we will bake it at 375 degrees Fahrenheit for 25 to 30 minutes. This has just come out of the oven and it's nice and piping hot. It is one of my favorite dishes to serve company. I really like the puff pastry with this. You could do it with a pie shell. It works just as well. This is one of my favorite dishes to make doubles and triples of, and what I'll do is I'll set aside some and put them in freezer containers, and then it's just a super easy meal to take out and warm up. So if you lift this crust, you can see how lovely everything looks. You can see all the vegetables are nicely coated. The chicken seitan is as well. And I love that it's just like creamy and it's thick and it's just like comfort in a bite. I'd really love to hear how you enjoy this recipe in the comments below.